Welcome to our presentation of our project in the TDDD27 Advanced Web Programming course in Linköping University. Uh, we are Yusuf Erdal and Einar Sandberg. In the project, we made an application called Training Buddies, where the purpose is to find other people to do some activities with, like playing tennis or soccer. And to begin with, the application's first login page looks like this. And here we have to log in with a Facebook account by clicking on the Facebook button and put in our Facebook user details, like this. And after that, we are redirected to the home page of the application, where we can see small information about the user, like name, city, age, and the profile picture, and the user's created activities, and also the user's participated activities. Yeah, and in the activities page, there is a list of all the created activities by all the users. And for every activity, the structure is a header with the activity name and the creator of the activity, and a location, a time, and a date, a small description of the activity, and a level, and also how many participants the creator are looking for. Also, if you want to join an activity that is not full, there is a join button here if there are places left in the activity. For example, this activity, power walking, is full and I cannot join it. But there's one place left in the badminton activity, and I can join that. I can also leave an activity at any time by clicking on the leave activity button here. And after I did that, I can go to my home page, and my participated activities are updated with the according information. Yes, I can also, in my home page, choose to delete any activity. If I want to cancel this tennis activity, for example, I can just click on this button and the activity is deleted, and my activities list are updated, and also the whole activity list are updated. In this page, you can also add an activity. For example, football in Linköping, 5 versus 5. And while creating the activity, you have to choose a valid date, so it can't be in the past. And we are looking for 10 people in an intermediate level. After I click the add activity button, the activity is placed on the bottom of the activity list. I can also choose to search for an activity by name of the activity or location. For example, if I want to search for football, the activities according to football appears, and if I want to search for Stockholm activities, all the Stockholm activities appears. In every activity, also you can click on the creator's name, as you can see, to look at the profile of that person and to see who he or she is, and to get a small information out of the page. Yeah. And we also have a small about page where we explain what the application is and what it is made in, developed in. Other than that, it's basically what the application is about. And you can also choose to log out from the application.
Yeah, and we've of course had some technical challenges during the project, like for example changing the data and updating the view. Um, React is not does not use the model view controller pattern like, for example, Angular does. React is basically just for the views, so you have to solve that with some solution. Um, and also deploying on Heroku was a bit of a challenge. We're going to show you how we solved that first problem, changing the data and also updating the view. We did this by implementing a pattern called Flux. And Flux is the design pattern which Facebook, who have created React, recommends to use to change the data and update the view automatically. So Flux basically contains 4 different parts: actions, dispatchers, stores, and views. So actions are basically the action you want to perform. Like it can maybe be a button, like in our case the add activity button will trigger an action. And dispatchers are like a hub which will trigger the listeners, register to it the listeners for that specific action. And stores are connected to the dispatcher, and when the dispatcher sees an action arrival, the stores will update themselves, and this will cause a change in the view as well. So we're just going to give you a quick overview of how we used Flux in our application. We won't go into details, but just to give you, show you how basically it works. So here we have our add activity component, which and when a user clicks on the add activity button, we want to perform an action, which you see here. So we go into actions, which contains of these different actions: add activity, delete activity, and edit activity. And each of these are connected to the dispatcher. So to the dispatcher we send which type of activity it is and the activity. And the dispatcher looks like this. So we find the listeners that are relevant. And as I said, the stores are also connected to the dispatchers. In our case, we just have the activity store because that's the only data we have, our activities, which looks like this. We have different types of like get activities or add activity and delete, and they're also connected to activity service, which is what you want to do on the database as well. And this will, as I said, when the store gets updated, we will want to update the view. So for example, in our activity page component, we have a callback function here, which will update the activities we want to show. So it gets in the relevant activities when the store is updated, and we will add the activities to the view, and the view will be updated. So that's a quick overview of how we've used the Flux pattern in our application. And as I said, deploying on Heroku was a bit hard to do in the beginning, mainly because we use Gulp to compile the JSX files to JS. JSX files are basically the React components, and we weren't sure how to make Heroku do that Gulp. So that was a bit tricky in the beginning, but then we learned how to set Heroku up, and yeah, it worked quite smooth in the end. So yeah, that's our application. Thank you.